And then one night we went out to the movies, and we had a nice day, and we came home, and she just had come into my bedroom about an hour after we got home and told me she was having some stuff go on some chat with her girlfriend. And I had just said to her, don't listen to it, just kind of turn it off. And the next thing I knew, she comes into my room and she tells me she felt dizzy. And when I looked down at her, she had cut her wrist, and there was blood.
I think bullying is a form of that, of terrorizing, which is really proper and proportionate to some violation of trust that the victimizer has experienced, and therefore is on the attack in advance of the fear of being attacked. That fear is implicit. Fear, lack of trust, all of that. Is that it is only when you forget the self that you have created space and you can allow everything in. Okay? That's what it means to transcend, to be unself-conscious, as it were.
Four, three, two, one. Is that a song?
Then can you bring your foot forward? Mm-hmm. Then back. And the other one. Hi, I'm John Noah Pertu, founder of Batch Organics, and I'm running this crowdfunding campaign because I'd like to bring awareness to Daily Mindfulness. I think it's a really important program. It can benefit children, teens, adults, institutions, organizations, and just within the family. At home, it's something you can do in as little as 15 minutes. Ideally, you could spend 15 minutes earlier in the day, 15 minutes later in the day. And it's coupled, using yoga, meditation, even acting, being in the moment, being self-aware, being mindful of your decisions. So this documentary is a way to bring awareness to many more people about what mindfulness is, what are the components of it, how does it work, and then touch on sort of the problems that we're having and why we're having them, where it's stemming from. So that way people that are in the positions to help, to change programs, to alter curriculum, can take this information and bring it back to their organization or just bring it back to their family, and use these concepts that are universal. Hey! So thank you very much for being open to Daily Mindfulness prevention program. And any contribution, even as little as $5, can really help put this thing together if we get enough people, and be able to score it professionally, have professional editing so that way it's compelling and entertaining and interesting. and very high quality. So we really appreciate it. And what do you guys have to say? Nothing.
Don't even watch anybody's videos. But watch this one. Because it's really funny.
You guys are funny.
More.
Uh-oh.
Now upward dog.
Upward dog, do upward dog.
Now just do this.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
This is a flat upward dog.
Flat upward dog. I like it.
How can I do the pretzel one? Pretzel? This is salty pretzel. This is how you do it. You go like you have to do this. This is the salty pretzel. This is the salty. This is the salty pretzel. I do it like this.
Maybe you guys need
Salty
to
pretzel.
yoga mat.
This is the salty pretzel. Ow. The salty pretzel. How is the video going?
You never saw it coming, did you? The cease and desist letter from the giant corporation with the big, bad in-house attorneys? You have spent all of your savings starting and branding your business, and your credit cards are maxed out.
What?
And the little cash flow you do have from sales barely keeps your doors open. Can you pay a lawyer to defend your trademark? Are you sure you don't have $100,000 laying around somewhere? How about your piggy bank?
I wanted to do that.
Any lawyer friends or family that can help?
No.
So the dream is over?
No.
You have to shut your doors? You didn't hear about Batch versus Bach?
No.
Batch Organics versus Bach Flower Remedies Limited? Batch had the same problem you do, and they actually won their case against a global corporation from the UK.
I only going to live.
Want to know how?
Yes.
Bricolage law. If a small business owner receives a cease and desist letter, is on the wrong end of a meritless lawsuit, or simply faces a legal question or hurdle it can't overcome, too often they are forced to give up. Not because the business is in the wrong, but because they don't have the same resources as the big guys. We're here to change that. Bricolage will offer an accessible legal lifeline to startups, artists, authors, dancers, musicians, photographers, craft makers, inventors, nonprofits, and those brave entrepreneurs who took the chance to do what they love and chose passion over profit. Those are the people who inspire us and for whom Bricolage Law was created. The best part of this crowdfunding campaign is that our founders, Eve Joy Brown and Paul Nagy, already have years of experience supporting and counseling independent businesses like Not a Girl LLC, who won a 3-year battle against corporate giant Nautica, Batch Organics, who won against Bach Flower Remedies Limited, owned by Nelsons of London, and MonsterFishKeepers.com, who is currently awaiting a landmark decision in its battle against Monster Energy Company. In order to offer our low bono expert services to more small businesses, creators, and innovators, we need your help securing our own space and for making upgrades to our website. This will help us offer additional services like comprehensive IP strategizing, patent drafting and registration, trademark registration, copyright registration, contract drafting and review, and lastly, to help us apply for B Corp status. All of these elements are critical for us to lay the foundation for an all-inclusive legal resource where we can work efficiently and help more independent and creative business owners right now. A one-time donation of any amount to this campaign will ensure right now or in the future that your loved ones, whether it's your children, relatives, parents, neighbors, or just a fellow citizen, will have an objective legal resource they can access anytime, regardless of their financial limitations. Your contribution will be used to fully establish this legal service that will give limited income entrepreneurs unlimited legal resources, which will diminish the power differential between small and big business and help more creative founders survive and thrive. Thank you so much for your help to establish bricolage law and believing in equality, fairness, and objectivity. bricolagelaw.com.
Again, I think it's just an example of big companies throwing money around where they may not necessarily research, put the time into the case, care about the case as much, just see something that they think they can bully somebody out of, and then once they run up against someone that actually cares enough to fight back, it was hard for them. I think that's why they fought back, because they're not used to it. But at the end of the day, I think they just didn't have anywhere to go with it.
Started out just with artists mainly. Realized artists don't like to call you back because they're not that interested in law, and so we had kind of a hard time. But the people who were coming kind of all the time, every day, were the entrepreneurs, because they just wanted to go and make stuff happen. And we realized when we finally got together that this is a huge disconnect, and that if we train the lawyers to actually kind of learn the business context and train the business people to kind of slow down and listen and come to the middle ground, then there would be this great unique partnership. And so we've been doing it ever since.
Orders, you have to go out and talk to your target market and make sure that your idea is feasible, and that the solution that you've come up with for the problem is one that other people are willing to also buy into. But at the same time, there's the element of understanding the risks and trying to mitigate those from the law standpoint. So realize that, hey, there's a giant gap here, and trying to bridge that gap.
Stand up against bullying corporations that crush the dreams and future success of entrepreneurs and their families. Your contribution to this campaign will ensure that many more entrepreneurs will have access to this invaluable resource. Thank you so very much.
Keeps your doors open. Can you pay a lawyer to defend your trademark?
No.
Are you sure you don't have $100,000 laying around somewhere? How about in your piggy bank?
No.
How about in that piggy bank? Alex versus Bachflower Remedies. Badge had the same problems you do.
Okay.
You never saw it coming, did you? The cease and desist letter from the giant corporation with big bad in-house attorneys. And you've spent all of your savings starting and branding your business. Bachflower Remedies. Badge had the same problems you have, and they actually won their case against a global corporation from the UK. Do you want to know how? Attorneys. And you've spent all of your savings starting and branding your business, and your credit cards are maxed out, and the little cash flow you do. You never saw it coming, did you?
No. Yes. I only want to say yes.
What do you think about that?
Good. Not good. Yeah. Is it over?
Yes, you guys want to do it one more time for
You
fun?
want to read it?
No.
All right, Daddy's gonna...
How much can I believe what you're doing for me? There must be some reason for this other than me, because I have never been bad. That's what's going on. It's violation of trust. And it takes a long, long while to believe that trust is possible again for these people. And sometimes it may never happen. There's always that suspicion that something might happen.